Hey everybody. Been working on a couple of different things today, and I was thinking to myself, more about while working on stuff. I noticed these. These are just they use them for everything. I think these were for ink cartridges at my wife's old job, and they got some really slick texture to them, and they use this stuff for everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you guys some quick dirty ways that you can use this in gaming, especially for smaller scale games, but also I've got a piece for bigger scale games. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick on this saw over here. I'm going to nip this. I'm going to show you how you can use the natural openings for doors and whatnot, and how to take something that looks obviously not like a building and start turning it into what will look like a building. So it's going to be kind of noisy. I'm going to be kind of running the saw here. I'm playing the music a little bit louder so it's not quite as annoying for you guys. So I hope that works, and I'm sorry if it doesn't. You can use scissors, all sorts of stuff. I mean, it depends on what you've got to play with. For me, quickest, fastest, easiest tool is what I use, and saw's for me the way to go. So here we go. And sometimes you can use these negatives too. Depends on how creative you are. But for right now, we're just going to go after the chord shape. Okay, so this is what I've got. Now this is awesome for small games. This is really good. I know this game isn't around anymore. They don't play a lot of it, but these guys are right to scale. Very easy to see those coming out of that building. Also, you're gonna notice that there's a hole in there. Well, there's all sorts of things you can do. If you have old wrecked vehicles or stuff, I don't have anything handy right now, but like if you've got like plastic bits or something, put a little plastic bit on that hole, okay? Alright, how much time do we got? 4 minutes. Alright, I'm going to shoot over to something a little more 25mm-ish. See this? Obviously it's packing, but I mean think about it. Most of the materials, like texture paint. Think of it this way. This has already been texture painted for you. It already looks like they've utilized texture paint on it. You've got a very interesting landing pad going on there. This is about 2 inches by 2 inches, and it goes out in a pretty uniform pattern. And most of the landing discs that hovering vehicles land on is more than perfect for this. Plus, these are great little mechanic bays to work underneath ships. They're even about the right size. I mean, look at, you know what I mean? Be very easy for him to crawl under anything and work on it. And it even has like small steps for him to come up onto here and whatnot. So I mean, stuff like this, with a little bit of love, can be turned into very interesting terrain. A lot of it's going to depend on how you handle imperfections, because there's some imperfections. There's some tears, some holes in it. But I mean, these can be plugged with all sorts of stuff. I use patch and paint for almost anything. Stuff some in there, give it a little bit of texture, you're good to go. You're gonna have some ugly edge work here. There's a couple ways you can deal with it. You can saw it off. This I would recommend scissors because it's so close to the edge to do. Maybe not even doing anything to it if you think that it's going to affect how well it sits. And that's something that you should take a look at also, is how well it sits, and if it doesn't sit well, what can I do to fix it? Okay? As you can see, this is a problem. But we can take a problem, we can turn it into an advantage, because that's a great place for a door. You see how a door be very easy to do right there? Also, quick and dirty. I can get some old, not old, I could get some sand-colored lichen, that tan lichen, put that down, boom, that's covered. And depending on how you want to utilize this, there's a number of ways you can do this. You know, some areas that need some fixing, but it's nothing horrible. You know, that's why they got things like lichen. That's why they got things like, you know, plants and whatnot. Or even attaching another building over that, if you can manage to get your contours looking right. Once again, you can look at beautiful openings, and the thing is you can do things. Now obviously this isn't going to work for here. Actually, it could work for here. See how that opening naturally leads into that opening there? You know? But I mean, not everything's going to work. You could put something in front of that, some a little electronic something or other. You have to, you know, like I said, not everything's going to work. But the thing is be creative. You know, a lot of us when we get old, we forget how to play, and that is really, it's about 90% of your problem when you're making terrain. It seems to me that the biggest problem I have with people is they've got the motivation, they've got the will, or they've got the tools, but they've forgotten how to play, and that's critical. And the best part is it's fun. You know, so let the DM inside of you, the role player, like Dale Bootleg said about movies that you've loved, you know, motivating you, and just be willing to use different angles on things. Like, for instance, right now, this is really good for, like, say, a desert building. Well, would it work well for snow? Maybe this could be like in the middle of a jungle and it's just covered in slime. And you could paint this up even like glossy mud and slime. Be ready and willing to switch gears. And when you look at something, don't see it as one way. Try and see it as many different ways as you can see it. That's how imagination works. You know, picking up a plastic bit off the ground as you're walking out to your car and saying, can I turn this into a gun? Can I turn it into a radar dish? Can I turn it into a power plant supply? Can I turn it into a radio antenna? You know, do that with everything that you do. Everything that you pick up, don't see one thing. See 10 different things. Okay? That's what's going to make you guys better and better and better in the art of train making. So look for this stuff and try and find ways of using it. I mean, black spray paint and some dry brushing, and you got some really interesting stuff going on there. So take care, everybody. Love ya, and just go play. Have fun. Take care, everybody.